scrambling around for nearly 2 days now. These things just won't quit. They might not have seen us yet, but them constantly sweeping the area. Or wait, oh, that's never gonna work. One little slip up and it's game over. If they spot us, they'll run straight back to Rare. And once he knows we're here, it won't be long before he's breathing. Ugh, guess you're right. All right, time to zip it. Quick, hide! We almost got spotted! Phew! That was a close call. Watch out! He's coming this way! Keep going. We're nearly there. This is the final hurdle. Oh, there's no end to these things! Fire. Fire? Wait, what's that smell? Oh no! There's a fire!
Sandrone was right. You look weak, Columbina. The old you would never have let such lowly creatures bar your way. Word has it that you did something for the Tsaritsa, and that's why you've lost most of your power. Freedom comes at a heavy price.
It's Arlechino! You came!
Hello again, Columbina. And greetings, guests of the House of the Hearth.
It's been a while, Arlechino.
Stupid right here of stupid Solnari. Ugh, whatever. I've got all the data I need. Next time we meet, you're finished. He sure doesn't pull his punches.
Excuse me, do you need a hand?
You can do me a favor by staying out of my way. Can't you see I'm busy? Wait a minute. I recognize that.
Hello, Miss Sandrone. Father sent us over to help.
How considerate of her. Hey, Fremine, get over here and help me fix this. Lenny, you do your thing. Just keep your sister away from my machines. Nearly every machine that cat girl touches ends up going haywire. Go put her on cleaning duty or something.
Then let's start downstairs. Fremine, we'll leave this place to you.
You've got it.
Wait a second. Pretty sure there's still some tea in the cupboard. If you want some, you'll have to make it yourselves.
It's a relief to see you all made it back in one piece.
Huh? Feels like there's quite a few people missing. Where's Flint's and the others? And what about Nefer?
I returned ahead of them. Flint is helping Ino and Anefa to set up the decoys and buy some time. As for Miss Nefer...
Boss is still wrapping things up on her end. She sent us back to fill you all in on the top secret intel we've been gathering.
I see. Then let's get right into it. But first, who do we have here? You brought someone else in to help?
Greetings. I was invited here to help as a longtime Tea Party companion of Columbina's. You may call me Arlechino.
Surely it can't be.
Those eyes. Oh, where have I seen them before? Wait, of course.
The only Arlechino I know is the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers. So either you share a pretty uncommon name, or you're more than just a Tea Party buddy.
You're well informed, Grandmaster. A man from Mondstadt living all the way out here in Nodcry, and yet the people and affairs of Snezhnaya seem...
Oh, the feeling's mutual. Sounds like you know all about who I am, too.
A Fatui Harbinger.
The atmosphere in here just got really tense. Guess we can't just start trusting Fatui Harbingers, even at a time like this.
I must admit, though, I'm a little curious. Seeing as the Moon Goddess no longer belongs to the Fatui, what makes you so willing to put your neck on the line here?
Nor does Nodcry belong to Mondstadt, Mr. Varka. Yet still, you're fighting for it all the same. Things don't always have to have a tangible payoff. Sometimes, stopping things from spiraling out of control is a higher priority than chasing the spoils of victory. Of course, I can't say there's nothing in it for me at all. But that's between Columbina and myself.
Forgive me. I don't mean to doubt you. It's just that the Fatui really... We have our own way of doing things here in Nodcry. But
I know there's been a lot of bad blood between us in the past. I've done my utmost to avoid friction whenever I could. But sometimes fundamental conflicts of interest simply can't be settled amicably. That's why I'm here solely in a personal capacity. As a gesture of good faith, I'll be frank. I can help Columbina track down the iridescent moon's marrow, which will help her restore more of her power. Anyway, what else is on the agenda? Let's begin.
She says she'll be frank, then completely skips over the details. But she clearly wants to change the subject. It'd be awkward if I tried to bring it up again now. I guess we'll just have to go along with it. She...
Well, since Miss Arlechino sounds confident in her ability to handle that, we'll proceed to the next topic. Yehoda, time to share that top-secret intel.
All right, listen up, everyone. First, we now know that Rerir was originally a Conrian secret agent whose primary mission was to hunt down and assassinate the so-called Dregs of the Crimson Moon.
The Dregs of the Crimson Moon?
Mm-hmm. In the memories, there was a lot of talk about the Crimson Moon and Eclipse, and a whole bunch of other stuff from the time of Conria.
To my knowledge, those were the names of 2 different Conrian dynasties. Long, long ago, it is said that the people of Conria worshipped the Crimson Moon. But one day, a coup saw the Crimson Moon eclipsed, hence the name of the new dynasty that replaced it.
Still, long after the Crimson Moon dynasty had fallen, the last ruler of the Eclipse dynasty, the Vinster King, still coveted the secrets it left behind. So, he sent the Rerir. In those days, Rerir showed no signs of madness. In fact, he was as normal as any other person. Oh, and he had a fiancé, or at least a would-be fiancé, called Tholindis. What's the matter?
Verfnir, Rhine-daughter, Flinders.
Interesting. Anything else? What about...
Well, she was a researcher at the Universitas Magistrorum, but it felt like she was hiding some kind of secret.
Oh, and one more thing. For some reason, Rerir's fragment also contains some of Tholindis' memories, though only...
Well, no shortage of potential leads, I'll give you that. In any case, it sounds like we can conclude that while Tholindis was still around, Tholindis, it seems, must have been the one thing in this world that he couldn't let go of. Tell me, though, were these pure-blood Conrians we're talking about here?
Why do you need to know that? Hold on. If she was a pure-blood Conrian... Oh yeah! Just like how it was with the captain!
If we could somehow find her, do you think there's any chance Rerir might regain some of his sanity?
It's possible, but it would take a miracle. We can't... That merchant who Nefer knows, Dori Sangama Bay. Maybe we could hire her.
All right, then. Let's keep working in our separate team. Traveler, Paimon, Kutar, and Miss Arlechino will go look for the iridescent moon's marrow. As for the others...
On the way over here, I noticed that the Wild Hunt monsters had grown even more frenzied in their search for Kutar. At this rate, the people living here will be in grave danger too. So I'm thinking of gathering together some of our followers to go wipe them.
I'll head back to the curatorium and meet up with the boss.
Feels good knowing we've all got something to be getting on with. Given that the Wild Hunt has been a lot more active lately, the Lightkeepers have likely begun their own operations too. I'll hold the fort for now, then discuss our next move with Flints, Aino, and Anefa when they get back.
All right then.
Well, the clock's ticking. If that's everything, we'll be on our way.
We'd better get moving too. We'll try to buy you as much time as we can.
Relax. Just do your thing. Now, I decided to call in some backup since things are getting so hairy. Stay safe, everyone.
We're back. Did we get here a little early? Or a little late?
A tad late. The others have already set off. To summarize, our resident moon goddess has found us a new ally, and Boss Nefer has uncovered some promising info. Everything going smoothly on your end?
Not great. I don't know how long we can stall them for. The decoys are getting taken out way faster than we imagined. I'm gonna make some more later, but I need a timeout first. I'm so tired right now. Oh, right! Inefa, could you fill in Uncle Varka on what we just discussed with Flints?
Sure. Uncle Varka, you previously told us about how when you went to investigate a source of the Wild Hunt in Amsvartnir, you discovered, but according to Flints' intel, several outbreaks of the Wild Hunt that was before Rerir had regained his body, when he was far from regaining his full strength. In other words...
Flints, with everything that's been happening, the Lightkeepers across Nodkrai are rallying to fight back against the Wild Hunt. They're gonna need your help. I know. I'm sure you're capable of coming up with something far more effective than decoys. But for now, you should stay here and get some rest. Inefa and I will head back over to Amsvartnir to see if there's anything I missed.
I told you Uncle Varka would say that, didn't I? A deal is a deal.
Database updated. Reliability of Aino's predictions
What does that mean?
They were betting on how...
It's the obvious choice, isn't it? That's hardly worth betting.
We already decided that Inefa should go investigate the situation over at... Someone needs to hang back and oversee our strategy meetings. And besides...
So I've ended up with the easiest assignment. Well...
Bring it!
Here, this will serve as a good spot to cross over.
Arlechino, hold up a second. Since you brought us all this way, would you mind telling us what you've got planned? We still haven't got the slightest idea what's going on here. And if even Columbina doesn't know where the iridescent moon's marrow is...
Simple. Because I am an inheritor of the royal bloodline of the Crimson Moon. And one of the last surviving embers of the two...
Huh? Are you serious? Isn't... you're a descendant of that Crimson Moon dynasty we were just talking about?
Your surprise is understandable. I was also taken aback when I first learned of it. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized the signs had been there all along. When I was young, I discovered I could wield a very special kind of fire. What's more, whenever I experienced strong bursts of emotion or drew too deeply on this power... Exactly. That is why my hands are like this, too. At first, I saw it only as a curse. But once I became a harbinger, the Jester apprised me of the truth. Together with my own investigations, over the past few years, there are several things that I have gradually come to understand. For instance, take the so-called Crimson Moon. In truth, it is nothing more than the shattered remnants of the iridescent moon, fused with the abyss to prolong its lifespan. Since this blood flame was bestowed upon me by the Crimson Moon, it is a fusion of the iridescent moon's former power and the corruption of the Abyss. You all understand the nature of the Abyss well enough. I draw upon its power, and in return, it helps.
If I recall correctly, you once told me that if the corruption ever made it to your heart...
Yes. And that's the reason I'm always careful not to push my power to...
Oh, sounds intense.
Anyway, the rest of my story can wait.
Paimon has a question. So, the crimson moon that the Karians used to worship was actually the iridescent moon, right? Which was one of the three moon sisters. Does that mean that the Karians were to the crimson moon as the frost moon scions are to the frost moon?
So much of that history has been lost. We have no way of knowing exactly what they were like. But I would suspect that the Conrians weren't as devout in their moon worship as it might appear. The iridescent moon's remains simply served as their link to the Abyss. Later on, perhaps someone discovered a way to make direct contact with the Abyss. Or maybe there was some kind of ideological divide. Still, even with the dark sun looming high overhead...
The first time we met, I sensed something familiar in your When I looked at you, I felt I could see that mysterious red moon in the...
Well, I appreciate that you kept it to yourself. Much about the Crimson Moon is still a mystery, and I'd prefer not to end up as the object of an insane Anyway, time is against us here, so if... I just want to make sure I've got one thing straight. In her letters, Sandrone mentioned that since you are unable to contain the iridescent moon's marrow, you're...
That's right. For now, it's the only way I can pay you back for your help. The iridescent moon is already part of who you are. So with its marrow in your possession, you'll be even...
Deal. Then let's get started.
Get what started? What does this place have to do with the Crimson Moon?
When I first became a Harbinger, the Jester gave me a book called Paranhari, also known as Leobranto Innamorato. You should be able to buy a copy next time you're in Fontaine. It's a love story set in the Crimson Moon era, but setting aside the tangled... In the Crimson Moon era, or so the story goes, there was an orphanage that received children from beyond...
Beyond the bounds of this world? For real?
The Crimson Moon sages looked beyond this world for beings with powers that surpassed the gods. But fearing they might lose control, they subjected They made these children crawl up a fireplace and kept asking them, "Have you died? Did you see it?" Until they finally admitted to having died and seen a crimson moon. The adults embraced the children who passed the ritual, telling them, "Within the fireplace, you have traversed the flames between two worlds. Here and now, you are born anew." The book leaves much unsaid, but I suspect that this was their way of branding the children they had enrolled.
That explains why I can't sense the Crimson Moon's marrow in this world. It makes sense that it would be sealed in a special space that can only be accessed temporarily through some kind of ritual.
But there's no fireplace here. Do you see a chimney anywhere? Oh, are we supposed to build it ourselves? Okay, fine. Paimon will go find some bricks.
That won't be necessary. The fireplace is purely symbolic. The key to the ritual is crossing the flames between two worlds. In other words, the flames that burn within me. Those burned away by such flames leave behind a kind of ghostly afterimage in the world. In the days of Conria, people believed they could be used to bridge the gap between the two worlds of life and death. In short, I can open a passage to that space for you. The catch is I'll need to stay on this side to keep the passage open. Very well. Then I'll open it up.
Traveler, spare me a little more moonlight. Thank you. I feel like I've recovered some of my strength now. It should be enough to move us across short distances.
Mistress of the seven hues of ages past, great mother of the present, crimson-clad sovereign of the two realms, by fire severed, by fire renewed, I offer myself now and beseech your descent. One word of advice as you're crossing over.
Got it.
I sense a sinister gloom inside, but also the familiar light of the moon. I feel that I'm about to meet an old friend who is...
Time to roll!
Hey, look up at the sky! A red moon! This must be the spot, right? Is that the abyss? It's practically filled the entire place. What now?
What a tragic sight. Fragments of your broken body, seized by the abyss, and hung up aloft like mummified remains. Iridescent moon, was this truly what you wished for?
Careful. There's something spooky about this place. Haimon's right behind you. Whatever you do, don't run off without her. By the way, Kalambina, didn't you tell us that the iridescent moon had shattered into pieces? The moon up there looks pretty whole to Paimon. How is that possible?
Forest, protect us.
Oof! Heads up! Charge! Running late again.
Just like I thought. It was only a facade.
With one heart, we pray. A grave transgression. Letting grave names echo!
Strike a pose! Let the world come alive! You wanna stand down! It's justice o'clock! Huh, yeah! Here I go!
Huh? Huh? For real? That's way too high!
No. I'm not sensing anything up there. It's coming from under the mountain.
Let's see. Ah! There's some kind of weird shadow over the water. Wait, see that? Looks like a mechanism of some sort. Looks like a device from the time of Kalia. Maybe people once came here to study the Crimson Moon's domain, and they left this behind. Oh, if we can activate it, we might find some clues. Look at that! Now that the mechanism's running, the shadow and... Do you think these mechanisms might be the key to...
Felindis, we'll leave the rest of the research in your hands.
I hope this isn't ruining date night.
Ugh. Mind your own business. Just leave me some snacks on the table.
Felindis? Is that Rear's girlfriend? How come we're hearing her voice here? Oh, yeah. So, do you think she was studying this strange space all along?
The Abyss has made this space extremely unstable. Maybe that's why some of the things she said and did were preserved here. Like,
whenever I see this view, it takes me back to a poem from my childhood. Waning moon, oh lifeless damsel, weeping on the mountain crest. Mourning still in wistful tone. For me, of all people, to be here investigating the
Hero incoming! Let's roll!
Looks like the Abyss has messed up this mechanism. We need to find a way to get it working again. Let's see if there are any other devices nearby.
You poor lost lad.
Yoo-hoo! One fell swoop! Hero incoming! It's justice o'clock! Duh! Time to roll! Get back on track! Time to roll!
see. So the moon marrow, or rather the power of the 3 moons, if really does exist. With the Abyss inhibitors in place, I should be able to access the chamber with the moon marrow. Oh, Rerir, with every step you take, you're drifting further from what you truly desire. But you're not the root of the problem. Ever since that outside, if only I could get my hands on that outsider.
Hey, look! The moon's reflection is back to normal! Lindis's voice mentioned a chamber with the moon marrow.
It must be. For within it, I sense the fragile aura of a
Then there's no time to lose! These things are so creepy! Looks like we'll have to destroy them if we want to get to the iridescent moon's marrow! That must be the iridescent moon's marrow! Oh, but we'll need to destroy these things before we can reach it!
Time to shine!
By the frost moon of old, lush as the moonlight.
Bring it! Running late again. Kapow! It's justice o'clock! It's justice o'clock! Ah! Ugh!
We're so close!
Strike a pose! Letting brave names echo! The antenna! Grant me strike! Zero incoming! Zero! Hey! This is trouble!
Branch into song.
We finally did it!
the iridescent moon's marrow. Still burning away like an If we can purify the abyssal power within, we should be able to obtain its untainted essence. It's so... Is it you?
Huh? Are you talking to us?
At long last, I can see you once more. Our fates have crossed, and I am finally free. I'm sorry, I lied to you. Even knowing what was the moment the moon shattered, my body began to split apart piece by piece. Tell me, what was it that brought you to us all that time ago? You look so puzzled. But trust me when I say that everything happens for a reason. Farewell, Hypo.
What was that all about? Was that about the goddess of the iridescent, it sounded like she was speaking to a long-lost friend. But
perhaps she took me for the goddess of the frost moon she once knew. For a fading soul like hers, our auras must be too...
But anyway, we've got the iridescent moon's marrow now. That should help you regain your strength, right? Alright, time to leave this place and meet back up with Arlechino. That's odd. This place looks different than when we came in.
Waning moon,
Huh?
oh lifeless damsel.
Oh. Hurry! The place is collapsing!
It wants to trap us here.
Who's it? The Abyss?
Now we've taken the moon marrow. All that's left here is a dark will. It will show us no mercy.
Give it back! The crimson moons! My marrow! My heart! Finally! Huh? Oh no! The exit's blocked! They're back! Now what do we do?
This is where you fall. Witness my rise.
Hey,
What are you waiting for?
Oh, we made it! Was that you, Arlechino? Did you save us? Wait, your hands!
Oh, this? Don't worry. It's a small price to pay. The Abyss wanted to trap you inside, and I defied its will by bringing you out. No wonder it's a little... No. I have paid the price, albeit a small one, and it cannot be undone. My hands have all...
But surely... Oh, we're so sorry,
As much as I'd like to call it a favor, the truth is I was simply holding up my end of the deal. Well, Columbina.
Yes, you did your part. And as promised, I will leave the iridescent moon's marrow in your care.
I'll take that as a blessing. Now, Columbina, give me your hand. Accept this moonlight I offer in return. Feeling stronger?
Hey, Columbina, are you okay?
I'm fine.
By the Frost Moon's authority alone, wielding the power of the other moons was always going to be a stretch. Still, I think it's fair to say that your strength has returned, at least to the level it was at as Third Harbinger.
It's still not enough. Just one more ray of moonlight, if you want. It's okay.
How about now? Fighting fit?
At the very least, I won't have to stay hidden like before. I want to see him gone from Not Cry. The ray here of Solnari and his wild hunt must be sent back where they belong.
Well, it's good to have something to aim for. You certainly seem more alive now than you did. When I first met you, you didn't strike me as a ray of moonlight. More like a wisp of fog drifting in from who knows. But now, you're full of vitality. Just like the frost moon, once the brightest of them all. May you keep shining, Columbina.
Thank you. Look after yourself too, Arlechino. I know you have plans of your own, but whatever you're after, don't let the Abyss take a hold of you. I do not wish to see you go down the same path.
I appreciate the concern, Columbina. Although perhaps...
A new name?
Kutar, the Moon Maiden, Columbina, they're nothing more than code names. We often use code names in the House of the Hearth, too. But it's knowing your real name that keeps you grounded. All I'll say is this. All right, that's it from me. I'll get you back safely first, then go meet up with Sandrone.
You're the best!
I appreciate the gesture. It speaks to your good character. Anyway, let's get going. There are more...
Oh, but we got the iridescent moon's marrow and restored Columbina's strength. And that's all that matters. In other words, mission accomplished. Paimon wonders how everyone else is doing.